Hey everyone, Mark Satterfield here. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope you had a great July 4th. We had a wonderful time here in Pinehurst. Had our annual chip it into the pool onto the Velcro mat, and our friend Janet won this year, which was great because we didn't want Doug to win again because then he would have been a three-peat. So congrats to Janet. Hey, got something today that I'd like to have you give some thought to, which is about how your hobbies and activities can lead to some really interesting marketing business development ideas. Now, my personal thinking is that we are, by and large, too many of us are very narrow in terms of our interests. We got just like, one thing, maybe two things we do. But, the more that you can expand your interests, the more that there are some really interesting business opportunities that can come about. And I got to thinking about this when I had a chance to meet Dana White at a conference. Now, you may not know him, but he and his partners are the ones that put the UFC on the map and really introduced the whole concept of mixed martial artists fighting to the general population. And it all came about because he and his friends were into jiu-jitsu, and they started to meet some of the fighters, and they learned a little bit about the UFC and mixed martial arts, and said, hey, if we had a little bit more of a creative approach to this, there might be, something that would make an interesting business. And there's some, really interesting marketing lessons that, can come from that. The fact that, what you're engaged with, maybe it's got a different or better business opportunity. Another way to look at hobbies are, you may not know this, but back in the 90s, I was one of the top 5 comic book speculators in the country. Had an absolute blast doing it, rode the wave for a while. And then, of course, the comic book speculation business kind of crashed and burned and took me down with it. But anyway, that's another story for another time. But what was interesting was along the way, I had an opportunity to meet a fellow by the name of Todd McFarlane. Now, his name may or may not mean anything to you. He's the creator of Spawn. He was the lead artist on Spider-Man before he did that. Now, the interesting thing about when I was talking to Todd, that he said to me, which I think is applicable for all of us, is the fact that when he started this comic book imprint, which is called Image, he actually at the time, there were a lot of other competing comic books out there. And the question became, okay, well, how do you differentiate this particular comic book? And he said, I'm going to do it in two ways. One, I'm going to create a really cool, interesting character. But then second of all, I'm really going to market the shit out of Todd McFarlane, the author and comic book creator. So he created this persona, and people connected not only because the book Spawn was awesome, which it totally is, but also because they got engaged with him and they got connected with him. And this loops back to my overall theme of, hey, what we want to do is we want to get people connected with you. We want them to get excited about you. We want them to get believing in you. Because if we can do that, then what's going to happen is they will buy whatever product or service you're offering. If you're leading with just the product or service, then you're just kind of the shill on the back of the bandwagon. You're interchangeable. There's nothing special about you, and we want you to be special. So, question becomes, okay, yeah, Mark, that makes sense. Question becomes, how do we do it? And that's what I'm focusing on in this month's Whales Not Minnows video newsletter. So if you're not a subscriber, you ought to go ahead and at least sign up for the trial subscription. Take it for a month. You don't like it, no harm, no foul. It's not going to cost you anything. But in this month, what I'm going to do is give you some very specific exercises so you can create this persona. You can create this avatar of you, which we then market. We get people excited about you. We get people connected with you. And then whatever you're selling, whether it's financial services, cosmetic dentistry, luxury travel, real estate, fill in the blank with anything, then you sell that. But please stop trying to lead with your product. What we want to do is build that persona of you. So in today's article, and the link's right below this video, I talk about this in more detail. So please, go ahead and at the bare minimum read that. And as always, here's my appeal. Some people who are also interested in selling to the affluent, selling to the wealthy, selling to people who, quite frankly, got money that they can spend on buying your stuff. And you want more of those people. Your friends want more of those people. So pass this video on to them. Pass the newsletter on to them. Make sure that you're all our subscribers, so you're getting this stuff on a regular basis. Because hey, I put this stuff out every single day, and you don't want to miss it. So says me. Okay, so that's what I got for you today. Someone just read, "Where are you from?" I'm here in Pinehurst, North Carolina. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts. But that's what I got for you today, and I'm going to have something really and equally cool for you tomorrow. So check out the stuff, and I will see you then. Okay, bye for now.